how to take the ideas in your mind and turn into tools that actually make you more money, make you money, put money in your pocket, money that you can use to put food on the table, pay for your bills, um, buy new sneakers, put gas in the car, live your life. Money is money, right? Money. But in a lot of ways, you can look at it as freedom units. Units are keys that give you the ability to buy things. You know what I mean? It's important. It's not everything. You know what I mean? But it's very important in this third dimension when it comes to what I'm talking about. So, how do we do this? How do we take our ideas and we turn them into dollar bills? Turn your ideas into dollar bills. What you got to do, the most practical method to do that is when you have an idea in your mind and you're constantly like talking about it, you're talking out loud and shit. Maybe you're talking to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're an overthinker. You're sitting there thinking, or you're having like epiphanies or downloads. Maybe you're someone who gets downloads. I get these downloads. It's downloads to me are like where I'll be walking and I'll get a eureka moment. I'll feel like eureka. You feel me? And I'm like, a light bulb will pop in my head, and I'm like, yo, I need to be documenting that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I have a lot of ideas. Like some of the best things that could have happened to the world probably never happened because someone didn't fucking write it down. Like how many genius things just that could have probably improved humanity, saved humanity. Just haven't happened because someone just isn't writing it down and just doing it. Like but to get back to the subject of how to make money with the internet, with your phone, with your ideas, basically what you need to do is you need to do this. You need to start documenting yourself talking about your ideas. You got to start documenting. You got to document your ideas. When you're walking and you're thinking out loud, you need to like record that, put that in a voice recorder. Use the ChatGPT app. Find the app. Find an AI that you like to use and record yourself talking to it. I like to use an AI, ChatGPT especially. I like ChatGPT for the main reason why I like ChatGPT is because it has the microphone and I can talk right into it and I can just just let my mind go and just you know what I mean? It's almost easier to just let my mind go than even writing it down on a piece of paper where I'm trying to find the words. Like it's such a stream of consciousness. You know what I mean? A visionary stream of consciousness. When you have those, you got to write those down because you could be throwing all these ideas together. You put it in ChatGPT. ChatGPT will distill it for you and tell you like, yo, it's giving you like you're turning an idea into a tangible fucking thing that you can then turn into a book and turn into a video series, turn into like a service. It could be a product. Like you could turn things into things. This is what I'm saying. It's literally manifesting ideas and then walking up to somebody saying, "Would you like this?" And they buy that shit. And I say this because I did that I made a book. And this week I've sold 2 copies of the book. I wrote a book, y'all. I wrote a book. It's called Remember the Future. The next one's gonna be called Remix the Future. But this one is called Remember the Future. I wrote a book with AI. Now, when people hear you wrote a book with AI, they probably think you just like made some cheap ass book and the robot did the whole thing and you just walked away. And it was like, no, bro. Like, are you serious, dog? You think I'm some weak ass, cheap, like surface level artist? Hell no, dog. I really, really worked with that shit. I really sat with the AI and like, I treated AI like an actual person. Like, yo, I have ideas. Help me get my ideas out. We're going back and forth type shit. Or I'm like, no, I don't like that. I'm disagreeing with the robot. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's like imagine the robot is an actual person. And I'm like, yo, I have this idea in my brain. It could become a book. It could become a service. It could become a product. Fucking help me get this out of my brain and help me make some motherfucking money. All right, how do I do this? And then it just goes. We go back and forth. Went back and forth, and I made a book. Okay. I just told it. It was like it would give me a paragraph. I was like, no, I don't like that. I don't like the style of the words. I don't like how you're writing it. This book right here, this book by, I don't know, Grant Cardone. I really like this book by Grant Cardone. The way it's the motivational style, the way it's direct. I want it to be really understandable. Okay, Grant Cardone came up with the idea 10x rule. He just came up with 10x rule, and then there's a whole. He has a whole. It's like $1 billion business, dog. 10x rule, because he thought of like, yo, 10x. Why don't I just like think bigger? It's basically shoot for the moon, land on the fucking cloud. But he just said it as 10x. Now he created a whole culture. It's literally a culture, bro. A culture. And so you can do that with AI. And I'd be coming up with philosophies. And I'm like, and that's how I came up with Remember the Future. So Remember the Future was like, I was like manifesting. I was like, you know, when you do affirmations or you do a vision board, you're like, you write like a dream goal. Like what I was doing was I imagined that it's like imagine I took a time machine to when I have already accomplished my goal. Like I wrote a goal down, and then I thought, this is what I did. I wrote the goal down and I said, imagine I already accomplished this goal. Okay. And like, it's like, that's like 3 months down the line, 6 months, maybe a year down the line. I'm going to time travel in my mind and walk around as that. And I'm going to remember the future. Now that's kind of been done before, but the way the concept of remember the future is to actively act it out. Like remember when I started making content about teaching people how to make money online. Remember that? I remember I did it. I hadn't known what I wanted to say, but I just remember I grabbed the phone one day and I stood outside the library and I pressed record and I just started talking and I just started expressing myself. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this every day. So every day I just started pressing record and going live. I just stayed consistent. And then I remember I just started taking the content and I started posting it everywhere. And then I posted it everywhere. And then what happened was people started seeing it. People started seeing the content. And like, all I can say is I remember I did all this shit and look at me now. I'm motherfucking balling, baby. We paid. We got money, dog. Like I remember when I was like trying to like just like worrying about paying bills and shit. Now, man, bro, dude, I make a couple videos, bro. Boom. We make just like 10 bands right there, 20 bands, homie. Money is like money. We get money, dog. Like what? What you talking about, bro? It's normal now. I remember that shit. That's the type of shit I was doing. And I would state and I would do that, bro. And I swear to God, like when I was really doing that was when I was working at Guitar Center in Phoenix, Arizona. And to get to work, it was like a 30, 45 minute walk there to get there and back. So every day it was like I was walking like 2 hours a day in the heat, bro. And like I remember I would just be so down. I'd be like forgetting about like sometimes when you're so plugged into the matrix, you forget about your purpose and shit. And so I was just like, I need to find a way to just truly be there. I want to feel like it's everything I've ever been told was impossible. That's normal. What are you talking about? She's talking about making your dreams come true. But I'm living my dreams, homie. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. I told you I'd do it. We're here. And so boom. What I just said right there, how I just explained to you about Remember the Future. The fact that I said that into ChatGPT. And you know what? ChatGPT was like, yo, you should turn it into a book. Bro, like we worked it out, put it together. I put it on Gumroad. This is the other day. I put it on Gumroad. And I forgot about it, bro. It's fun. It's funny because I only put it up there like 7 days ago. Well, I don't know why I forgot. No. It was longer than 7 days ago. But I had gotten sales within the last 7 days. So it's been up there for like maybe a couple weeks now. So I put it up there for a couple weeks and I forgot about it. But then, I don't know what it was. I went back to check out the Gumroad. Something made me, you know what? I had got a DM. I got a DM on Instagram. I got to reply to that. I got a DM on Instagram. And it's a woman she's speaking Spanish. She's from Honduras. The book is in English, by the way. Remember the Future is in English. This woman is speaking to me in Spanish in a DM saying, and I transcribed it. And she says, I got the book. I'm reading it now. Thank you very much. And like, remember the future. I love this. This is cool. I've been talking about this. Nobody understands. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? This is a person only somewhere else on another country. I just did this on the whim. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just looked it up and I was like, and I went there, and so I put the book up there for $20. I was like, yeah, $20, boom. You know what I mean? And I've had the book probably for like 8 months. I just never put it out there because I wasn't promoting it. But I have some videos up on my Instagram. But the point I'm trying to make is like, it's like you're watching what I'm saying, but the system is like really like you got to get used to talking on camera. If you really, what you got to do is start live streaming like I'm doing right now, and then practice your ability to express yourself. Express yourself. Go live every day. If you don't want people in watching you, like there's 2 people watching me right now. Now there's one person watching. So if you're watching, you don't want people watching. All you need to do is just press private, so you're by yourself. Just get used to seeing your face on camera. Get used to talking on camera and coming up with ideas and pulling them out of your mind and speaking them out, bro. It's like the process of that and expressing yourself. Because being on camera is like hearing your voice for the first time. If you never heard your voice, you know when you hear your voice, like it's like weird. You'd be like, yo, that's my voice? Like, you don't like your voice, right? The same thing about our face and our facial expression and the way we appear. A lot of people that's why we lack self-awareness, because people don't fucking know themselves. They don't see how they come across. And I'm learning that right now. And it's like a lot of times it's about the confidence that I get from being on camera is that it's teaching me to accept myself. What happens is you learn how to accept yourself. The more that I do these live streams, or the more that I make content and document my memories or my ideas, the more I feel like I'm starting to accept myself, and I feel like harmonious within. Like it's like almost therapeutic, like making content for me or getting my ideas out. Because it's like, I feel like the world has a that goes against a person's naturalness. You know what I'm saying? Like your natural beingness, and you need to express. So here's what I believe. I believe the world is, we've normalized repression. People are repressed. They're not expressing themselves. You don't see people walking around. I mean, if everyone was expressing themselves, they'd be like, people need to free themselves, essentially. There needs to be more expression. Better expression. More expression needs to be important in our society, because people are holding in shit. And I feel like what saved my life is music. Music, art, painting, movies, like acting. That's all of that has helped me express myself and get things out. People have things on their chest, and it's like people are spiritually walking around like hunched over. They got baggage, yo. People be spiritually walking around hunched over, and it's because they're not expressing themselves. So what happens is when we are repressed individuals, we're spiritual. Okay, I'm trying to get the phrasing right. I believe the more sexually repressed, sexual repression, artistically, there's literally a lot of things. I feel like, and that's probably a real truth. People are sexually repressed too. And we'll take the conversation there. Fine. Just the idea of like, the world is a stage, right? And everyone walks around and like gives you their like good boy, good girl face. Like when you go home for the holidays and you see your family. You know when you go home for the holidays, see your family, friends, neighbors. There's a version of you that shows up. You know what I'm saying? There's a version. The quintessential. Now, not everybody has this, right? But if you think about like the pop culture version of it, or the mainstream idea of it, it's like people show up with a fucking mask that's hiding all the bullshit. And I feel like the world would get better if we were able to like let go of the behind the. There's too much bullshit happen behind the scenes of people's fucking psyche. We need to repress, bro. We need to express that shit in a healthy way, through art, through music, through dancing, through singing, through conversation, through talking. Like sometimes people just need to be talking. You know what I mean? And if people need to just be like, yo, this is how the fuck I feel. Because America no country, like a lot of times it's like, you know when they say no one gives a fuck about you? Like people are like, no one cares about you type shit. I feel like we need to start caring about each other. Like, how do we practice that? How does a society practice caring about each other? Like, what's wrong with that? Even if it's unrealistic, we should still be striving. We still should be striving to care for one another. Like, why is that a bad idea? If anybody's like, nah, dog, that's whack. Like, come on, bro. I'm not trying to be mean about it, but it's like, should we be against that? Well, then the argument would come to be like, well, we can't care about everybody. Huh? Can't care about everybody. What if that person was mean to you? Do you care about them? Well, it's like, okay, now we get on the conversation that caring may be on a spectrum. It's like, how much do you care? Well, you know what? Maybe the baseline, the standard for how much we care and how much we don't care about one another, has been pushed down a little bit. And I'm seeing that, and I feel like maybe we'll never get to, maybe we're into, not supposed to, maybe it's against human nature for everyone to care about every single person. We're not designed to do that. We're focusing on ourselves. But maybe, just maybe, we can pull the standard up a little bit. We can raise the standards of love. And it's like, okay, well, how do we do that? How do we do that in a way that is holistic? You know what I mean? It's like an air purifier, but in a way that's like, yo, this is positive. You know, sometimes it's like, what do you suggest? We throw a party. You know what I mean? Like, what do you suggest, man? Just throw a party. What you worry about, man? You're talking so deep, man. Just play that music, dog. Grab the microphone and spit your raps, homie. You gotta rock with me tonight. Rock with me tonight. Yeah. How long can I do this for? People watching me? I'll do it. Know you wanna rock with me tonight. Know you wanna rock with me tonight. I know you wanna rock with me tonight. I know you wanna rock with me tonight. What's up, folks? You know, it's 18 minutes. You know what? Right there, we're gonna cut this video. I think I captured. Okay, so let's get back to. Let's see if I can, for the next 2 minutes. Let me practice. How to make money using your phone, just you and your phone. What you want to do is you want to talk to ChatGPT, use the voice recorder and tell it your ideas. Give it ideas and start going back and forth with it. It'll give you answers. You want to go with ideas with the intentions of creating a philosophy, an idea that can help somebody, that somebody would read and say, you know what, that helps me out. It could be about relationships. It could be about health. It could be about making money. It could be about how to paint a picture or how to help your friends or how to like get your children ready for school in the morning. You know what I mean? Like it could be anything, like how to be more efficient, get your kids to school on time, how to do that. But what's your magic secret sauce? Everyone has something, right? You put that into ChatGPT, you distill that into an idea, and then what you can do is you can turn it into content. You could turn it in content that you can sell. People will pay to watch videos about it. People will pay to listen to audio about it. People will pay to read blogs about it or read pamphlets about it or books about it, get information. People will pay for your magic. Your goal is you want to sell your magic, okay? Now, the first objection in my mind maybe would come to somebody who's like, I don't like the idea of selling my magic. I don't want to sell this. It's not for sale. It's not. Okay, so I think a more holistic way to say sell your magic, I think a better way, or I'd say more consciousness raised, or answers that feeling, would be, it's not about selling your knowledge or your magic. It's about seeing your magic as a gift that could help somebody, like maybe like a certain like a crystal or something, or maybe you're selling crystals, and this crystal can help somebody feel happier or something like that, or maybe you're selling some sort of like ointment that gets rid of a certain type of rash, and you have a certain secret little ingredient that you're gonna take that magic, put it in a bottle, you're gonna set outside, and you're gonna sell it, and people are gonna buy it, they're gonna value it, they're gonna pay money for it, and they're gonna appreciate the fact that you took your idea, this magic that helps you out as a person, and you gave it to the people, and in exchange for that, people see the value and they give you their hard-earned money. They work hard for it. Like, yo, this helps me. Yeah, I got a couple extra dollars. Yeah, I got $20 to buy your book because I'm reading this. Yeah, every day at work, I read this book. It helps me out. You know what I'm saying? I was just having some issues with, with my wife, and we were just having, I don't know why we're not getting along right now. And I want to just figure it out. And this guy has a part in his book. He figured out how to make things better with his wife. So, I'm getting some sauce, getting some game. Boom. Read the book. Now he's in the ecosystem. Now he's sending emails. Now, you know what I'm saying? You can turn it into a community. You can turn it into a world. You can create your own digital economy, and you can utilize your own city. You can utilize the whole world can connect with you. I made a book, and someone in Honduras bought it. So someone would be like, oh, wow, someone in Honduras bought your book. I'm like, but think about it, bro. I'm in Arizona, dog. I'm in San Francisco, but like, it's like, bro, I'm here, and I just put the book on the internet and didn't think about it. I had a couple videos, but I wake up and someone in Honduras buys it. Like, that's what's up, That's so cool. It's like, okay, this is like a real thing here. And so so my point is that, if you're somebody out there, and this sounds like a good idea to you, this sounds like a great idea to you, and you're like, yo, I got time right now, I have the device, I have a phone, I have my laptop, I've been looking for something to do, this sounds like something that could be fun for me, like this is actually around something that it's like natural to me, and I really see myself actually succeeding with this. All I want to do is just be around people who are doing it. Then, bro, hit me up, send me a DM, let's chat, let's talk. I want to learn more. I want to know more about what you're doing, what you got going on, what your vision is, and I want to I'm like a dream facilitator. I'm like, let me see what you got going on. Let me see how you can, put your magic together and turn it into something that could really impact the world. Not only help you pay your bills, but impact the world. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And get paid to be you. Get paid to be you, man. You literally got paid off of a manifestation, an idea in your mind that you pulled out, turned it into some sort of product, and put it in the marketplace. It's helping people out, and now you're flourishing and successful. And it's like a self-made concept. You didn't need the system to do that. You didn't have to go fucking put a resume and wait for somebody to like see if they want to take you in, and we'll see how much we're gonna pay you, and maybe we're gonna have to pay a little less. You're gonna have to work your way up like everyone else around here, and you know what I mean? It's like, bro, man, maybe that type of system isn't for everybody, and for anybody who's trying to like find an alternative, this is it. I'm telling you, content creation, distributing your ideas, productizing your ideas, and putting out value to the world in exchange for the value that they want to exchange for it. Because people will pay for anything that can help them. People pay for things that are going to help them, And people need things. People need medicine. People need shoes. People need clothes. People need information. People need a myriad of things, dog. People need everything, homie. We need a lot, homie. But we don't need a lot. We don't need as much as we think, bro. But wants and needs is a part of life, homie. And when you understand that, how at every given moment people have like certain things that they need in life and what they want, what I'm noticing is my worldview is changing, and my relationship to business and money is changing in humans. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, every time you meet somebody, it's important to try to understand, like, how can you help this person? What can you provide? What value can you provide this person? Holistically, I believe that's a great idea to making the world a better place, spreading value, but then also thinking of like you are capitalizing on environments and mutual benefits with integrity. Obviously, like,